Today I'm going to teach you how to paint a pink peony, and I'm going to ensure that you know how to get the right pink and avoid the wrong color pinks. I love helping you paint loosely, not so loose that it is wishy-washy and not so realistic that it's tedious, but that super fun spot in between so you can paint quickly, joyfully, and easily no matter where you are. Hey, what's up there, friend? My name is Julian. I am a watercolorist and my work has been gallery represented. I help thousands of people just like your fine self paint more and paint better so you can finally feel like that real artist we both know that you have deep down. All right, well, let's get going. Okay, so let's talk about the colors. Pink is a very, very interesting color because it's the only color really that has its own name for just a light other color. So light blue, light green, light purple, all those things we just call light whatever. Pink has its own name, which I think is really cool. That has a lot of history behind it I'm not going into right now, but there's a couple different types of pink, and if you don't know this, you're gonna get the wrong pink, so we need to talk about it. There are these color pinks that you see in this peony, and then there are like salmon pinks. A lot of people don't feel like salmon is a pink, it's more like an orangey. That's because a salmon, which is also a light red, is more like this. So it's more like a warm light red. So if you don't understand color bias, you're really going to struggle with that. So this is more like a salmon color, and then the peony the pink for this peony is a light cool red. So this is a carmine, which is a cool red, and this is a rose, which is kind of like a magenta, and it's an even cooler red. So if you were using the the cadmium red, a warm red, you wouldn't get the right pink. And if you did not have a cool red, you would feel frustrated and not understand why you can't get the right red. So having the right colors is important to know what you can get, and it's also really important to know what you can't get so you're not wasting your time and feeling frustrated not getting the right colors. So if you can see, this is the carmine, which is this color. That is a nice light pink. And then this is the rose, which you can see is also a nice light pink. So I'm going to go with my rose. However, if you don't have a magenta or a rose color, you could use the carmine and it would get you a little bit closer. If this stuff really interests you and you generally struggle with color and color mixing, I host a free color mixing workshop that you are totally invited to. The link is down below in the description. In that workshop, we are going to talk about 3 different secrets that nobody is talking about with color mixing. If you want to master color and color mixing, then please go to the link down below in the description and you are invited to join. All right, time to paint. But before we do that, please like this video and subscribe and hit that notification bell so I can keep making watercolor painting tutorials for you. Okay, so you can see how I kept these light spots, and these are going to be the brightest spot of the flower. As you can tell, I am not trying to capture this flower completely perfectly. That's not really my style of painting. I captured the main color in here, and now I can go in with my darks and darken them up and get some of these shadows in here. And I'm just gonna follow the pattern of the flower and the ruffles and the looseness and let that guide me. So something I messed up is that I made this too dark under here, and right here you can actually see through the petals. So I'm just gonna go in with a clean, wet brush and lift that paint. So now when I go in underneath those petals, you'll be able to kind of see through it like you can in the picture. So I'm just going in with some super dark color here to really get that depth in the flower in those parts. Okay, so to end this piece off, I'm going to use some white gouache, and it's going to help me kind of illuminate some of the tips that got a little shaded in. So, just going to get a little bit of this stuff. You don't need that much of it. And make sure your brush is nice and clean. Always test it out beforehand. And I think I'm done. Okay, now that this is finished, I would really love to do a recap with you. So one of the things I strive to do on this channel and in my teachings is share with you the imperfections, even of my own painting. And the truth is, all painters have some pieces they love and have some pieces they don't love. So this is one of the pieces I honestly don't love. If I compare it to the original photo, I think it's pretty obvious. It feels a little rigid, and it doesn't honestly capture the softness and sensuality and velvety and fluffiness and all those petals and the way the light comes through the petals and the shapes of them and all those things that a peony offers. Peonies are so sensual, so soft, so fluffy and beautiful. And I feel to capture that accurately, I would have needed to give this way more time, way more patience. I had the patience, but I didn't give it the time. I like to paint fast, so that's fine. I'm gonna show you a few wildflowers that I've done in the past. And if this one took me an hour, which as you can see, did not capture the hundreds of petals that you see in the photo, these ones took me 1 to 2 hours. And there's only a few petals on this, but you can see I captured the shading a lot more meticulously, the center a lot more meticulously. I even got the veins of the flower, and I worked really hard on these to capture the light accurately, capture all the details in the pictures I was looking at. I mean, this one probably took me like 3 hours, and you can see how detailed it is and really capture the reflections and the light. So I just want to kind of show you these to show you the difference between a quick painting like this one versus a much more detailed one that just is given a lot more attention. So if you want something to look realistic, you need to really study the reference photo and paint exactly what you see. So we'll do that sometime, but the peony was not necessarily that. If you want me to paint the peony more realistically and share with you that process, drop a comment below and let me know that. So I would love to share that with you. All right, so that is a wrap. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and feel more confident so you can give it a try on your own. But before we wrap up, let me tell you about the free I Painted That challenge. So you can join if you want. The I Painted That challenge is a weekly painting challenge where everybody in the community paints the exact same photo. The photo is usually crowdsourced by somebody in the community, just like this one was today. And every Sunday, we share it mostly on Instagram and specifically in my broadcast channel. This is a super fun and supportive way to grow your painting practice and your skills, no matter which level you're at. If you want to join the free challenge, all you have to do is click the link below in the description, and I will send you an email with the rules and the instructions on how to join in the fun. Reference photos go out every Monday. Last week I made a tutorial about how to easily paint people and drop them into any scene, and if you want to watch that video, you just have to click on it because it's coming up right here.